Thank you.
Right. So hello and welcome to another episode of In the Valley. I've been feeling like a virgin, and you're listening to Silver Maps in the Valley.
Yay.
How you guys doing today?
So we're
You
doing
guys
good.
look nervous. Don't get nervous. Everyone gets nervous on this show. I don't know why.
We're shy.
You just do. Oh well. Before we get to them, I just want to say that we're sponsored by Sound Studios. Give them a call. They love to hear you talk. They love to hear you practice. They love to hear you play. And shit, we don't have a I forgot to put on the shirt, Peter. I forgot to put on the Trouble Tone shirt. But support the Trouble Bands. We had them last week. We had them this Monday. The Trouble Tones. Did I say Trouble Bands? I'm sorry. All right, enough of me. What you got? Let's go on to you guys. Silver Maps. What you got? How about you introduce everyone and how did you guys start, and tell us how you guys started and all that stuff.
My name's Joel. I play guitar.
I'm Andrew. I play drums.
I'm Apollo. I play bass.
And basically, we got started in 2014. Him and I met in jazz band in high school. I was playing saxophone at the time. He was playing drums. And Apollo, why don't you tell them how we met you?
Okay, so it was just like a regular day. I'm going to a show because I felt like it. And so I see the guys playing, and they're just playing, and they bring up the question, like, does anybody want to join our band because we need a bassist? And so I'm like, I'm going to just raise my hand. I raised my hand. It just started me, I started talking to them, and that's how I became their bassist.
Yeah, basically, Andrew and I were a two-piece for a while, and at a show, we just basically just said, screw it, and if anybody plays bass, we're looking for a bass player, and this guy literally just in the crowd rose his hand, and we got his number after the show, and that was that.
Nice.
Yeah, all three of us been playing since January or February. February. Yeah, so about
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
yeah
Yeah.
almost a year, kind of a little
Yeah,
bit.
huh?
Yeah, because we used to have a old bassist, but he went off to college. So then after that, it was just us two, and then for a while, then we met him.
Shout out to our friend Adam, Cal State Dominguez Hills.
All right, cool. Whenever you guys are ready, you guys can move on to the next song.
This next song's called "Let Me Go."
Thank you.
All right, cool. Let's see. Let's talk about your influences. What you got? How do you guys, how do your influences develop into the songs that you ultimately play for people?
And we have a lot of influences. I think for all of us, we're all kind of generally all over the place.
Yeah.
But we all have, certain meeting points where, there's bands we all like, but there's also bands, I like that Apollo doesn't like, or, that Andrew likes that I don't like. But just to name like a few off the top of my head, I guess like the Pixies and the Beatles and... I don't know, Andrew, do you want to name some of your favorite bands?
Well, I guess like for drums, I'm mostly influenced on Led Zeppelin, like John Bonham. Really big fan of his drumming. But I guess like playing guitar or something, I guess I'm more into like Pixies or like Beatles, Tame Impala, kind of different stuff around.
Well, for me, for the bass, I kind of like how 311 and kind of like Sublime, the kind of the ska era from the 90s kind of do, because like for those songs, it's bass is life basically. So I kind of like that. But when it comes to the guitar, I'm more of a Strokes kind of fan, where anything that's kind of like indie that has like kind of the high tones. That's what I'm usually influenced.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I don't know, but I honestly thought there were gonna be like different influences because it's almost like the bass and the drums are pretty much like an anchor, and you can just go on and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's okay. Well, sorry. Whenever you guys want, what you got? You guys can move on to the next song.
Hey there, woman, where do
Nice, nice. Do you think you can run by the lyrics in that song? Like, just like give us a brief overview or something like that. Just
Basically, it's just the lyrics for that song. I created a narrative, and basically, it tells a story. For that one, I decided to. It starts off with a guy, and he's basically talking about a girl who he thinks he'll change, but on the inside, he knows that he should stay away and avoid putting himself in a toxic environment like that.
all right. So is that how most of your lyrics come out? They come out more of a narrative, or is it just like every so often?
Honestly, it's
different things.
I try to be creative with them. You know, or sometimes they're directly what I'm feeling, or you know, sometimes I use my inspiration for myself and something that's happened to me and create that into a story for a song. Or you know, sometimes I'll talk about something that I think needs attention drawn to it. You know, I try not to lock myself in a box as far as lyrical content goes.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be always writing love songs because that gets a little boring sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this pretty much just brings us to like the writing process. You know, how do you guys as a collective write your songs, and how do you guys judge them to be like, you know, this is the kind of thing that we want to release, type of thing. So how do you guys?
In the in the beginning, it was kind of just him writing everything, and I would just kind of just play drums to like what he has. Like, oh, I made up this riff. Just kind of just play drums along. But now, I guess recently this year, like I also play guitar and bass, so I've been trying to like collab with him more on like ideas I have with, I guess, instrumentally and you know, maybe lyrics or if he needs help. But I guess now we're trying to actually, you know, work like back and forth instead of just like, I guess it takes the load off of him too, just like, oh, I gotta write everything, but it's like, oh no, I could just help you out if you need.
That is true, huh? The creative juices just like run out eventually, and then you just
sometimes we get like writer's block, but if he has like writer's block, I'll be like going through riff after riff, like song ideas that I have, and I'll pitch it to him, and he's like, oh, this is actually good, and like, you know, we could make it into a song or something.
Yeah, not only that, but now with the new element of Apollo in, he's also been making bass lines, and we'll kind of go off of that and jam out, and then that'll be in a new thing. So as far as writing songs go now, it's pretty much been different every time. Sometimes Andrew will come up with something on guitar or keyboard. I'll come up with something on guitar. Or, you know, we'll just see where it goes. Not just
guitar, drums, bass.
Like,
here we go.
Right, sung done. Like everyone did their part.
Just contribute.
Sometimes we'll have like our own solo projects, and we'll just like, oh, let's put it in here or something.
Yeah.
Or like,
All right. Do you guys have your own solo projects, or is it just like this is the main?
He
main
does.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just trying to like, I'm trying to learn on my own more shit like I don't know, just more techniques. So like as I like write new songs on my own, it's more like I learn like techniques on my own.
Right.
So.
Oh, okay then. So then, well, at least like with separate projects and everyone just collaborating together more and more. How do you guys ultimately come up with like the songs that you guys want to release to the public? You know, what sets that standard?
Basically, if it's just
I think if it sounds cool to us, I mean, that's probably like, we think it's cool. That's as long as we like our own music, then not it like hopefully other people like it.
Yeah, and if it's fun to play and things like that.
Because we do have songs that are just kind of like, but now we're writing more new songs that are like we're actually into and like as a collective we all like. But it's pretty much doing something different every time.
We're just in the mood when we write. It's like when we feel it, we just feel it, and we either like say like, oh, we like that song, and like we'll play it, record it maybe.
Or sometimes one of us will just have like a whole song like out, and we'll teach them how to like play it, and we'll make it to like, if it needs work, we'll like, oh, like I'll do this differently, and then that's how sometimes a song will come out.
All right, cool. What you got? If there's nothing else that you guys want to plug in, what you got? I guess we'll call this shit. We'll call it. What you call it? You've been watching In the Valley. I've been your host, and Silver Maps is gonna close you off with one more song. So take care and peace until next time.
All right, this last one's called Dazed. that was that one.
Thanks again.